Fast works well enough.
Yeah. Okay, hello all. It is myself, Relaz6, aka SwampMist1142, aka Zane, aka whatever the fuck I'm going by at this point. Oh god, the PlayStation 2 derped. Sorry, go ahead.
And I'm Mattman324 here because I have nothing better to do with my life.
Yep, and he is my strategist on this run of something that you'll know because of the title of the video. A card, my kingdom for a card. And that quote...
That is a terrible rewriting of history.
You know the original version of that quote is not true?
I would imagine so.
No, I mean...
history it isn't.
It's confirmed that whatever Queen of France said... it was give them cake. They never said, sorry. I was thinking of my kingdom for a horse. I don't know if King of War
Marie Antoinette is kind of an idiot, so I'd honestly have expected that one.
Yeah, but she never said give them cake. Anyway, it should be obvious at this point to anyone who knows the game, and to anyone who, because the Nuzlocke forums will be watch this mostly, anyone who's been keeping up with myself and Matt's discussions over the past, month, I think, however long it's been. Time slowed down because I had 3 40-hour work weeks working at a camp. Anyway, that dates this recording, but I'm just gonna let the opening finish here. So
my childhood in a nutshell. Also,
yeah.
Roller Coaster Tycoon, but that's not here.
Oh, we should do Roller Coaster.
That'd take freaking forever.
I know. I had SeaWorld Tycoon as a kid.
The original Roller Coaster Tycoon. I never finished that one.
Yeah.
It's freaking long.
I never actually finished the original SeaWorld Tycoon either. Myself and my mother played it consistently. I think my first video game was, surprisingly enough, Pokemon Emerald. No, it was no, my first handheld was. My first game was, the original Sonic, because my parents owned a Genesis from then they were kids.
My first handheld was some random licensed game that I don't really remember. One of my first was Pokemon Silver, however. That was great.
Yeah. Anyway, we're here with Yu-Gi-Oh! The Duelist of the Roses, because that was required.
Also known as the craziest history lesson you ever learned.
Uh-huh. This made me excited to learn about the Rose duels and such, and then we never did. This is one of the only
You're doing them, that's the point.
Yeah, I know, but we never
and
actually...
you're doing historical revisionism.
Yeah.
Actually, the whole game is historical revisionism, but you know.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna start a new game here.
Because you can't do anything else until you have.
Loading
screens. You can't custom duel without a deck, you can't trade without a deck, you can't continue without a file.
Nope. Oh god, the slowdown.
It's actually coming through pretty decently over here, so...
I have 18 FPS.
Yeah, that's a thing. Just keep hitting the button. No one is going to complain if you speed through this. They can pause the video if they want to.
Okay. And turbo mode isn't helping. Okay, the War of the Roses, a power struggle between the houses of Lancaster and...
House of York.
To decide a royal successor was nearing an end. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna give you a synapse, because this is... What the fuck? Even the music is its FPS. This is... Oh my god! Okay, I'm taking this part out later and, putting a red filter on it and calling it Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelists of the, Satanists. I don't even know. Satanists of the Roses.
Oh, goodness. Basically, though, this whole part here is, let's see if the Rose Wars were somehow Yu-Gi-Oh! Related, and also not the Rose Wars at all. And
also card games. But not on motorcycles this time.
That goes with the Dokuro Rider rides a motorcycle. He's a ritual card.
True. I should get Doku oh, you know what? Okay. You guys are gonna... I randomized my name. Or we randomized my name. I'm gonna be actually playing through. Matt's my strategist. Matt is...
If I was playing through, every one of our decks would be zombies and everyone would die to zombies.
Yeah.
With him, there's a chance that half the time you might not get zombies.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Cutscene's ending.
Oh hey, it's Stonehenge. I've seen.
Okay, we're back to 60 FPS. We're fine.
I've seen from above.
Lightning. Okay, we're good.
Ah shit! Someone opened the Aura Road.
Oh. Okay, you're gonna do Seto. I'm gonna do Simon because this will be a joke.
Okay, fine.
Summon from the mystic circle of red and white roses, the one capable of harnessing true power. There was truth to the legend of the Rose Duelist. Lady Margaret, I did it. Now we have the means for defeating the evil forces of Rosencruz. And
I'm going to cut in here and remind you, you're a duelist from the modern day. They summoned you back here using Stonehenge to win the War of the Roses by playing card games. That is the premise of this game.
And might I interject to remind you that Lady Margaret, who is actually my Valentine, but don't tell anyone that, isn't actually here right now?
Also, I think she ends up marrying someone. I forget who. But as per the War of the Roses, I believe she ends up marrying someone, and I think it might be Simon.
That's amazing. But no, look at it. It's like, Lady Margaret, I did it, but she's not here.
No, because they'll explain that later, actually.
I know she picks up the cards and runs, but they've already been surrounded by the Rosencruz at this point. So how the hell did she get out?
Harpy's pet dragon. Harpy Feather Duster.
But
she has both of them. She can use them.
But I thought the cards didn't actually impact reality more than each other.
Oh, bullshit.
I thought that was the joke.
Bull.
No?
Not in this game. They're
okay,
freaking
sure.
3D. They stand up high across the landscape.
I know, but then you'd think
over
you'd actually, your deck leader would be, anyway, but I'm not going to explain this part because it's spoilers. Anyway, ... Oh, my apologies. In my excitement, I'd forgotten I was in the presence of the Rose Duelist. I don't know what fucking accent this is, I'm just doing it. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Simon McMoran, High Druid and Servant of Lancaster. I really just want to call Simon, because of how his name works, I want to call him fucking, I want to call him Rob instead. But he'll be Old Man Willikers. Oh, can I do an Old Man Willikers? Okay, no, I'm changing his voice to Old Man Willikers. How do I do this?
Go on, do it.
May I be so bold as to ask the name by which the Rose Jimmy would like to be... Oh, no, I can't do it. Oh, I need someone who can do a Rob voice for this. Anyway, Rose Duelist would like to be known. I can do the deep voice way better, I think. Okay, and as per the random...
It's Rose.
That actually sounded similar to what I was looking for. Okay, I'm almost... Okay, I'm just gonna... By the way, I'm just gonna go into my sound mixer. I don't think this will show up in the recording. But I'm actually just gonna turn down the volume sound here so I can hear... I don't know if this will turn... I don't think this turns down for the recording.
It will.
And if it does...
It's turning down the... Well, it should do it.
Okay, well, if it does...
I can see my voice.
If it does, it's a little bit just easier. Okay. But that's just so I can make sure I can hear my co-host. As we put 5 names into the randomizer, 2 from Persona, 2 from Kamen Rider, and 1 from 40K.
I had nothing to do with any of those names.
No. I was gonna ask you for one, and then you were in the middle of looking up, and I forgot to. So, instead, we are one of the only Kamen Riders that I think Matt knows nothing about, because I don't think he's shown up in one of the cross games with, like, Gundam and Ultraman yet.
I haven't really played through most of those. I want to, but...
I know.
No time, you know?
I know you know a lot of the... I think... Do you know up to double?
I know the generals of most of the stuff. Nothing like...
You would know up to O's or Wizard, wouldn't you?
A bit. I don't hear very much about most of them, but I know some of the stuff.
Yeah. Gentaro, just for everyone who's wondering, including Matt, is not the newest one, but the completed one, the 2013 to 2014 season, Kamen Rider Gaim, where they were Fruit Knights / Fruit Ninjas.
I do remember that.
Yeah, and so
Those fruit
Gentaro
gifts were fucking everywhere on him.
Yeah, Gentaro Kisaragi is the main character. Kamen Rider Gaim, by the way, is also considered one of the greatest seasons of all time. So, it's also one of the shortest by like 5 episodes.
People say, "Oh no, this is short. It's only like 4 or 5, whatever, short." Oh, but it's still short.
To be fair, that's a month. It was like a month short. But,
whatever.
Yeah, it was good. It ended on a good note. And then they also had like they've had like 4 movies because so many people wanted to see more stories about the characters from it. They've had like 4 additional movies, and there was a tie-up episode that came after the finale. Anyway, Gentaro Kisaragi, Kamen Rider Gaim, and since he doesn't talk, I don't have to do a Gentaro voice. Although I kind of want to just spam I just kind of want to yell Orenji randomly. Oh, you know what? Oh, now I want to do...
whenever you play your ace.
I want to do another... I want to do the other deck, because he's the Fruit Ninja and it makes sense.
Pick the deck you want to pick.
I know,
I'm just here to try to make you win with whatever shit you're doing.
Yeah, intro, find him indeed. Here's the situation. The year is 1485, and you're currently in Stonehenge, near Salisbury. Oh, I'm not even doing the voice. No, here's the situation. The year is 1485, and you are currently in Stonehenge, near Salisbury, England. The British Empire is in turmoil, with the House of Lancaster's rightful claim to the throne being challenged by the Yorkist usurpers, and now I have the hiccups. The power struggle is referred to as the War of the Roses, as a name based on the badges used by both sides. A red rose for the Lancastrians, and a white rose for the Yorkists.
Also, this is propaganda.
Yep. Right now, our kingdom is threatened by the Yorkists and their wrongful claim to the throne. Here's my problem with this game, by the way.
Propaganda is strong with this one.
Actually, no, I'll talk about it once we're done here. All because the Yorkists enjoy the support of the Rose Crusaders and their sorcerous white rose cards. Using our red rose cards, we summoned you, Gentaro, to this day and age. And at this point, Gentaro's like, well, okay, can I just kill... Okay, cool, I'm just gonna go transform and kill them with my orange sword.
Nope. This is a Yu-Gi-Oh game, you can't do that.
Actually, wait, no! No, this is the Gentaro from when he's a god!
Can I just use my god powers to kill them? No.
No, literally, he literally... Okay, so, spoilers for Kamen Rider Gaim. In the fight, Gentaro obviously wins, being the main character, and gains the godlike powers and control over Helheim, the altered-dimensional forest that tried to take over his world, aka our world. And he takes it, he does the Patrick strategy. He takes the forest and puts it somewhere else. That's
a stupid strategy.
Except it totally works because he repopulates a dead world using the horrible bug-like monsters and the plants that mutate you when you eat them and are hyper addictive.
God here who cannot use his godlike powers because everyone wants to do duels because this is Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, it's like he could literally just go, oh, okay, you're wrapped up in vines, you know, super form.
Well, okay, it wouldn't really work at the ending, but that's kind of spoilers.
Yeah, no, but that'd be cool, right? Like, if I was doing a written run, that'd totally be the end, is he fucking just uses his ultimate form and has an actual battle.
Spoilers.
Oh, I'm not saying what's actually happening, I'm just saying there's an ending bit. We hope that your dueling experience will defeat the Rose Crusaders and lead us to victory. What dueling experience? I'm a fucking Kamen Rider, you asshole!
You're supposed to be some sort of champion Yu-Gi-Oh duelist. I don't fucking know. They don't really explain anything.
I know, but that's the joke. I'm not even a duelist. I'm fucking... This is... Ash Ketchum, I think, is one of the better name put-ins, by the way. I think they've got it down to where Ketchum, I think, has, like, 3 of the best decks.
But there's no point to having 3 of the best decks. You only get 1 of them.
I know, but it's like you put in Ketchum, and you know that you're getting good decks, I think was... I remember seeing... If I remember correctly. Here's to victory. You will help us? Of course you will. Foolish of me to even doubt where your loyalties lie. Foreshadowing.
You summoned him here out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, you summoned him from his wife.
This is the main problem with this game. the plot doesn't really mean anything, and that's fine. But what is there doesn't make any sense. He
Now, of
summoned
course-
you from your life.
Actually, that
Elsewhere.
part does make sense because of what you get to do later, which I'm not going to say because it's
No.
going to come up in a
he
second. But,
he expects you to listen to him and help him.
well, because
That's
he
my
thinks that you're because the stories say that you should. It's a
That's some serious dumb shit, though.
Oh,
they
yeah.
I get that they're betting everything here, and if he had said, "Could you please help me?" that would be fine. But he's an entitled little bastard. I don't want to help him.
Now, rumor has it that only legendary rules duelist stands a chance against the power of Rosencruz, and that's why he assumes that he's your friend. We appreciate any help you can provide against them. Before I forget, I should warn you that the rules to dueling differ from those of your age. I don't. Oh, so I.
Okay.
And this. I
fair.
just. I can't imagine Gentro just looking at it like. I can't just cut them up and use my final attack to explode them.
You can do it by proxy.
What? Here in England, dueling is governed by what is known as the perfect rule. What? You know what it is? No. Gentro's the. Did you see the new Terminator movie?
A bit. I haven't seen all of it yet, but yeah, I know most of what goes on.
The fact that the one dude who is the father of.
That was like everyone fucking spoiled that after the movie came out. Come on.
Yeah, no, the fact that he just walks around going, "What?" all movie? Which is amazing. In addition to several minor distinctions, there are two major differences. One is the existence of movement or positioning. The other is the deck leader concept. Yeah,
Okay,
the
so-
fact that you can fusion randomly is not a big
No,
distinction.
because this game is supposed to be, remember, a Forbidden Memories sequel, which
True.
had that.
True.
No, but here's the thing about this. If anyone watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, you remember that duel they had against the Labyrinth Brothers?
Yeah.
This game is that duel forever.
Or just Dungeon Dice, or not Dungeon. Yeah,
No,
Dungeon,
Dice Monsters had its own game, remember? For
True.
the Game Boy Advance. It was okay. It's not really amazing. It's a fun time waster, I guess, but
You know, there's you can actually play Dungeon Dice Monsters on like a board game.
yeah. Oh yeah, I have some of the things. I don't know why I bought them, but I have some.
Be cool. Okay. These are two aspects of dueling that were lost in the process when the ancient sport of duel monsters was adapted to card form.
But
The
they know
perfect
it's
rule
adapted to card
represents these lost rules that were miraculously revived here in England. Perhaps a practice duel will serve better than an explanation, shall we? Now here's the thing. Normally, because this is an LP, I would be doing this. But A, we've gone on so many tangents that we're already strapped for a little bit for time, I think. And I wanna actually get through an actual duel instead of a practice duel. And B, fuck you,
pre-set up.
Simon. Yeah, not only is it pre-set up, but also fuck you, Simon. So, first, Gidra, you must select a deck to duel with. It is important that you feel the vibrations of a Deathringer. Deck leader. I said Deathringer? What the fuck did I just say? The minute resonations that ring true to your soul. The cards themselves draw their power from the energies of the Ancient Ones. The deck leader acts as an intermediate between the Ancient Ones and the deck builder. Gentro, it is essential that you select a card leader whose rhythms match the stirrings of your soul. Here are several decks from which to choose. Give it some serious thought and make your selection. Choose carefully, for the deck you select will guide the destiny of your duels.
So which deck did you end up doing? Okay, but first explanation.
Yeah.
Pretty
Okay.
much all the starter decks are pretty bad. They're not terrible when they can be used, but most of them are pretty bad. None of these are the best three, but it's obvious if you were to look at what they all have, which one is the worst, and that one is Twin-Headed Behemoth. We're not taking Twin-Headed Behemoth. It's
Nope.
terrible.
Twin-Headed Behemoth is okay from the purpose of having a lot of dragons to fuse with. Dragons
The only
being the
reason
obvious.
it's notable, really, is because you have those dragons, and because it has Kaiser Dragon. But the other decks have Kaiser Dragon, and other decks have cards that are less costly. That
Yeah.
are also good.
Twin-Headed Behemoth is also... I think it has... No, Patrician of Darkness actually has the highest average summon level. Patrician of Darkness is weird. Now, Patrician of Darkness is good because... I will tell you guys right now, the zombie deck is the most overpowered deck in this game.
No, it's not the most overpowered deck. There are some decks that can win consistently every game on turn 1, using a horrible abuse of game systems. Patrician Zombie Deck is, however, the easiest game winner that you can make.
Yep, and Patrician of Darkness is the beginning. It actually comes with the pieces to get the first part of that, which means it's easy to do grind against yourself tricks in custom mode and just win the game. And then there's Fairy King Truesdale, who has plants.
That's actually more important than you'd think for a zombie deck.
Yep, the zombie deck requires good plants, which is why.
By good plants, we mean ones that have good attack and no defense.
Yep.
Alternatively, ones that have nothing of either.
Yep.
Low deck cost is very nice.
We'll get to deck cost once we actually look at the fighting mechanic in the game. This one also has bugs, which is not terrible, I guess. Do bugs even have any fusions?
Well, they have Sword Armor Dragon, but other than that,
I think
the main use bugs have, if you remember, is Cocoon of Evolution, and
I think doesn't Fairy King Truesdale come with the Cocoon of Evolution combo? Twice?
He might.
Yeah, he does. I remember I think he's the deck that comes with both the moth larva and the caterpillar.
Either way, Weevil has pretty much all the potential materials.
Yeah, but just as a thing, Truesdale
the other reason insects are good is because they have a bunch of equipment that you can slide in.
Yeah.
And since most of them are Earth type, that means you can make like 9 of your cards equipment, and that's actually a lot better than you might think. But
yeah. So right now for me, it's between Patrician of Darkness and just winning the game, and Truesdale more so because Truesdale, it says he's bug, but he's actually the only deck that focuses on plants. And Fairy King Truesdale as a card is a plant-type monster that buffs plant-type monsters.
Yeah, the reason it says insect there is actually unknown. It's a glitch.
Yeah, it actually has less insects. Actually, to be fair, Patrician of Darkness says it has plants as one of its main races, yet it has 2 plants and 3 insects.
The main races is bugged on most of them, actually.
Yeah. So I think Fairy King Truesdale, just to make it a little bit more exciting, I think I'm gonna go Fairy King Truesdale because of Guy.
You do know next episode you're going to end up slotting in like 1 billion cards you get off codes, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Just Fairy King Truesdale seems to make sense for a starter deck as story-wise, even though we don't really care. I care enough because we're Gentaro. So, Gentaro Kisaragi. Wait, no, we're Gentaro. Wait, did I put in? Which one did I put in? Were we Gentaro?
Gentaro, yeah.
I've been doing it wrong.
Gentaro.
Fucking Gentaro isn't Kazurabakota. Kazurabakota is Kamen Rider Gaim. We are Gentaro Kisaragi, who is motherfucking Kamen Rider Forze, the Kamen Rider season written by one of the Studio Gainax people.
One moment, please. I have something to play for that. See if this works.
I don't know. Hopefully it'll come through on the recording.
Let me turn my console down a little bit.
Sorry this takes long. Did I just hear Gentro's voice?
It takes a special kind of person to completely screw up their name.
Yep, but Gentaro Kisaragi is very different. I was really hoping that Fairy King Truesdale was in Kazurabakota's, actually. That would have been funny. No, then we're just gonna go Patrician of Darkness, fuck it. It makes about as much sense. Here's the thing. Gentaro Kisaragi Kamen Rider Forze is a Studio Gainax anime, but live action.
Gainax is overrated.
But, okay.
And now comes the flames!
Yeah, I mean, I really liked Panty and Stocking, and this is not Shushmish beginning, but I really like Panty and Stocking, and, it's literally like TTGL, the Kamen Rider season. The rider's main attack is Rocket Arm, Drill Leg, Kick.
So it's like any robot show then. Okay, Drill... Actually, It sounds a bit more like Galgaigar to me than it does like, because it had a drill leg too, and it has rocket punch.
Yeah, but it was just
robots that have drill legs.
Yeah, it's just it was the drill thing that was just kind of funny for the point of Studio Gainax. It made no. I mean, the season made no sense, which is why I'm not caring about. If I really wanted story, Twin-Headed Behemoth is the most showy of the three. But fucking Patrician of Darkness just sounds like saying that Kisaragi Gentaro, the man who uses the sky as his power, or like fucking galaxies as his power, and is all this like good shit, has the fucking zombie guy. Just sounds hilarious. So, Patrician of Darkness it is. Let's get the deck.
Well, it's not going to matter because eventually you're going to make a fucking rotting clown your deck leader, so who cares?
True.
I mean...
Okay, do setup.
So that's the effect of the Celtic Red Rose cards. It looks like there's some truth to the rumor that the Red Rose cards are capable of time transformation. Time transformation? The hell does that mean?
I think in that case, it's taking one time and changing it to another. But I think it's supposed to be both time manipulation and space manipulation at once.
Either time manipulation, time travel, or time transference. Time transformation doesn't make any sense. That implies that you are bending the fabric of fucking time and screwing with everything in it.
But they are.
Well, but no, because if it was capable of time transformation, they could just make it so that the last 10 years have been them dominating the Yorkists.
Well, no, that's what this is, right? It's them changing the time stream by bringing you back. Because that would require they change something they change an event.
Okay, but see, there's something about that, and when we get to the end of the campaigns, I'll point out what I'll probably try to point out what I mean. Actually, no, screw, that's gonna take too long, I'll forget. I'll point it out in the thread.
Yeah.
But there's a problem with that. A serious one.
Yeah. Who's there?
It's been some time since the Battle of Barnet, old one.
I love the fact that your Seto voice is basically Weevil.
No, if it was Weevil, it would be even worse. Let me do Weevil. A Weevil voice would be more like this.
No, that one is that's a young Pegasus. Okay,
no,
wait, let me try Seto.
Be more like this, Yugi boy.
True. It's been some time since the Battle of Bonnet, old one.
I was supposed to be set up.
I know. Do we want to switch? Can you do Simon?
Sure, I'll do it. I can do an old man voice.
Okay.
Rosencruz, what brings you here?
And as soon as Rosencruz shows up, his voice changes, and that's the joke. Only a member of the Rose Crusaders may call me by that name. If you may recall, I told you once before that you may only address me as Seto.
Yes, but your existence here screws with fucking time. You should be over 100 years old at this point. You don't look a day over 18. Fucking Japan and their ages.
Or does memory fail you, old man? And you must be the dreaded Rose Duelist. I must admit, there's a certain aura of power emanating from you. By the way, I love the fact that his chest plate is just the Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Like, the face is just sticking out, like, entirely anti-symmetrical armor. I believe an introduction is in order. I am Seto, leader of the Rose Crusaders. There are members of our little group who prefer to call me by the name of C. Rosencruz.
I ask it you again. What brings you here, Seto?
Yeah, you're way better at Simon than me. Mind your manners, old man. What else would bring me here? I've come for the Red Rose cards. After all, it was you who showed me how the summoning capabilities would evolve when the Red Rose cards are combined with the transport powers of the White Rose cards.
See, that makes a bit more sense.
Yeah, time and space.
You aren't thinking of attempting the Forbidden Rose summoning. If so, then the Red Rose cards must never fall into your evil hands.
And this is the other part where I don't believe he scattered them. By the way, he's about to say he scattered them.
card sorcery taps into the powers of the Ancient Ones. By their very nature, each card's a double-edged sword that can cut both ways. Isn't the point of a double-edged sword? It's kind of redundant to say it's a double-edged sword that can cut both ways. The rose cards alone harness tremendous power. There's no telling what horrors one might unleash to the world by combining both red and white. Oh, spoiler alert, it's the same bad guy every other fucking Yu-Gi-Oh game had. I will sacrifice my own life if I need to prevent any from uttering the spell of
Oh god, I'm being... Oh, my virus protection shit's acting up. Anyway. We're good.
You ever played Half Minute Hero?
I've heard of it.
To anyone who's played Half Minute Hero, I think you understand what my, what the joke here is. I will sacrifice my own life if need be to prevent any from uttering the spell of doom.
Yeah.
The evil Seto cast the spell of destruction.
Seto's deck, 30 Rings of Destruction. The spell of doom. Fool! The 16 red and white rose cards grant power over all. Druid legend has twisted the true meaning of these cards.
Well, they're actually both right.
Yeah. We Rose Crusaders have sworn to create a utopia free from the ravages of war. Doesn't sound like Seto, but sure. We intend to accomplish this with the power of the cards. And we shall do so by extending the rule of Richard III throughout the known world. And then America happens.
No, remember, this is the game where Bandit Keith has a British flag on his head.
Oh my god, it is, isn't it?
And then they forgot to take it out in Falsebound Kingdom, so he has one there, even though it makes no sense.
It's amazing. By the way, it was clever of you to form a circle of red roses within the right rose barrier to summon the Rose Duelist. But you were foolish to come alone. This area is surrounded, and if you wish to leave with your life, you will do so only by handing over the red rose cards.
Me? A fool? Then what about you? Are you fool enough to actually believe the red roses would remain here in my possession? Well, no, I'm not a fool enough to believe that, but I am a fool enough to believe you stole the white rose cards and didn't do anything with them, except summon this guy. Right after the summoning, I had the cards dispersed among our best duelists to keep them from your tainted hands.
To be fair, what I think he meant was that because we're in the middle of White Rose territory, the Rosencrews were just having like something was going on around there, and so he made the circle of red roses, and they basically just kind of they nicked the power.
The problem with that is, if we're assuming we need a circle of both of them, this is the bottom of England. There wouldn't be a circle there. There would be a very large U shape.
Actually, did they say you need a circle of white?
Yeah, or they said you needed a circle.
Well, no, wait.
Remember, it's
he said roses. No, wait. Here's how you. He said roses, not rose cards. What I think literally happened was they made a circle of white roses and snicked the power and put it in the roses.
That's okay. That's actually kind of silly if that's what they're trying to imply. But sure.
Hey. Then you leave me with one option. I shall enlist the aid of your precious Rose Duelist. And here's the joke I was trying to make earlier.
You take leave of your senses.
And you speak too soon, old man. Heed my words, Duelist. If you wish to return to your proper time period, you will require 16 cards of the red and white roses. The red and white positions must be laid out in reverse of the summoning order to send you home.
You know the spell? Of course he knows the fucking spell.
Since you need the 16 rose cards just as much as we do, I propose a partnership. Help us gather the cards, and I shall guarantee your turn after we've achieved our ultimate goal.
An absurd proposal. Do you really think that the Honorable Gentaro would even lend an ear to your...
Gentaro,
okay, sorry. That the Honorable Gentaro would even lend an ear to your ridiculous proposal?
Oh, by the way, I can't do a pick effectively. Okay, I'm gonna put a picture of Gentaro Kisaragi in the thread, because I can't effectively fucking do one on the stream. Unless... I don't think I can pause the recording. I think I can only stop and start. Can you be so sure, old man? Let me see. Simon's side has 8 of the red rose cards, while my side, the Rose Crusaders, has possession of the 8 white rose cards. As the numbers are even, simple arithmetic indicates that you could side with either one of us, but I'm sure you'll take into account who's winning this war. After all, who was desperate enough to summon you in the first place? And this, again, goes into my problem with this game. I think it's quite clear which side is better positioned to send you home.
I think anyone has that problem, but yeah, we'll explain it after this moment.
Yep.
This text passes. Gentaro! Heed not the words of this power-hungry lunatic!
Simon, must you resort to name-calling? I'm hurt. I'll tell you what, why don't we leave the decision to our dear duelist? After all, Simon, the duelist future is not for us to decide now, is it?
Well, yes, but...
Splendid. In keeping with the tradition of the old temple gardens, I offer you a choice, duelist. Here are 2 roses. The white represents me, and the red for old Simon here.
For the sake of justice, choose the red rose.
Stand by my side, duelist. Choose the white rose. Oh my god, you know what I just realized?
What?
We're playing as the older Gentaro, who's a fucking teacher.
Okay, so I'd like to point something out here. If you actually go over the dialogue there is no reason by right we should have any desire to side with Simon right now. Seto has laid an argument out, a very effective argument as to why we should side with him.
And Simon is the only... Simon has not given a... Simon is actually terrible at arguing, by the way. He did the exact mistake of he did the political thing of slandering the other side. Seto actually told us his goals.
Like, we know full out what these two want. Seto right now is the much more reasonable of the two. There's 2 problems with this. 1, Seto's supposed to be the fucking evil side. And it's very clear once you start, his side is supposed to be the bad guys. 2, if you're actually starting this game out now, you want to be with Simon.
And that's a problem.
His side will have the easier time, despite a couple of oddities with the first duel and the fact that the game sort of says, hey, you should fight Weevil first, and then he turns out to be harder than the other fight. Spoilers, Weevil's one of the first 2 fights you can do.
Also, cough, Pegasus.
Oh. Well, to be fair, is Pegasus all that much worse than, I don't fucking know, Mako? Mako's a fucking ass.
It depends on who you are if you have a problem with Mako. I've played through enough of both stories. I have gotten stuck on fucking Pegasus for hours.
I know how to beat him. I can actually tell you how to beat him rather easily.
Okay, good.
And yes, it does involve a heavy abuse of pumpkin, but it can be done.
I had heavy abuse of pumpkin and I still lost 5 times over before I beat him.
Heavy abuse of pumpkin with Doku Roizo, who isn't affected by traps.
That'd do it. But yes, so because it's easy, although I trust Matt to get me through the Yorkist side, we're also going Lancastrians because the Bonds, the zombie guy, is in the Lancastrian storyline, and holy fucking shit, that's why it's so easy to get the zombies.
We need to fight him a bunch.
Yep. Although technically, we can actually grind for Pumpkin against ourselves.
Yeah, but we can't grind for most of the incidental cards. He has those.
Yeah, but we can get a pretty early Pumpkin if we want to. Anyway, we will be siding with the Lancastrians, although I also agree. The fact is that if you make them even difficulty and then make make it so that whoever you choose second is harder, because spoiler alert, you have to play through both storylines.
They should think about that. Well, the deck cost mechanic is sort of supposed to do that. But the thing about that is, if you know how to make a good deck, you can make it smaller than any cost in the game, build it early, and then
even that one guy that I'm not gonna actually spoil in this case.
Oh no, yeah. It's not that hard. I built a good deck in the 600s. No one has a deck cost that low.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, so just this entire point is dumb.
You know, there's a competitive Duelist of the Roses. It's not very well formed, but there is a competitive version of this. One of the things is that your deck cost has to be lower than the lowest duelist in this game.
Wow.
And people still build crazy-ass decks with it. Because there are some things that can completely and utterly break the game in half.
And that's pretty much following with normal Yu-Gi-Oh! So, anyway, we are going to side with the Lancastrians as much as I hate it. Although I will say, the Ocus storyline, you straight up kill Simon, and that's going to be hilarious later.
Oh, I'm waiting for it.
How disappointing. Oh well, you made your choice, and I respect that. For now, I will guarantee your safe passage until you've met with Yugi. Again! Reasonable! Cool dude! Fucking why is he the bad guy?
You know what the best... When you get to the end and you fight the final boss of both campaigns, he's still the best at that point.
Yeah, and it's
I'm
like...
not gonna spoil it, but like, the White Rose side when you fight the final boss, Seto's just great that whole time.
Oh yeah.
On the Red Rose side when you fight the final boss, spoiler, Seto's not the final boss. He's still pretty goddamn cool about it.
Yeah.
It's
After
great.
all, I don't want our little game to end too quickly. That wouldn't be sporting. I look forward to the day when we meet again. Duelist. Until then. Also, by the way, comma, duelist doesn't work. Just, can we appreciate that? The French Empire. Brust. Isle of Breston. Or whatever the fuck that said.
Please don't laugh the name. Please just don't. Be mature. People in the thread.
Oh, people,
Okay,
I thought you were
Simon.
talking to me.
You know what would have been great? If in the background one of the people there was Fizdiz. Just to keep her as that one person who shows up like once in the entire game for 3 games in a row.
Gentaro. Your turn. Again.
Gendero, I present Prince Yugi, last Prince of Lancaster, a true Welshman, and the hope of all we who call ourselves Celts.
Celts, actually.
My lord, may I present Gentaro, the Rose Duelist.
Prevent is better.
May I prevent Gentaro?
No, you know what? He prevents the Gentaro in the other storyline.
No, they're sitting at a table. Clearly he's preventing Gentaro from grabbing the cheese.
True. By the way, can we just... I just noticed something. I always thought Simon was the change out for Yugi's grandfather. But
No, this game has Simon and Yugi's grandfather. It's great. It's even more stupid.
I know, right? Okay, you do Yugi line, I do Yugi line. We'll figure out who talks to Yugi.
Speaking of Yugi's grandfather, screw him. Screw him, screw him, screw him. He is annoying as shit in this game.
Yep. Okay.
You remember his deck, don't you?
I don't actually. I don't think I ever actually saw... It was forever ago that I saw the very end of the Seto storyline.
He has Yellow Luster Shield, which makes all of his cards very defensive. There's only 2 ways to get to him unless you have like a Labyrinth tank that are 1 square wide. And his deck leader is Exodia.
Oh yeah, he's a fucking... You know what? You know why I don't remember him? Because I remember
Fighting
that...
him isn't always so hard because he rarely actually pulls out his ace. But it's always fucking annoying.
I remember the fight against him in the LP I watched over 3 minutes, but... Anyway, do you want to do Yugi or should I?
You do it.
Okay. You serve us well, Simon. My mother was wise in summoning you from Scotland.
I'm supposed to be a Scottish old man? Wait a minute. Ah, damn it, it's too late for me to do a Scotsman impression.
To be fair, you've basically been Grandpa the whole time, so you're fine.
You honor me, sire. Ah, damn it, I really want to just insert random Scottish
To be fair,
Scotsman in there.
your voice is better. Simon's just been constantly changing voices, so it makes sense.
You know what, fuck it, yeah, we're the Scotsman from this point on.
Duelist. I am Yugi. Actually, Henry Tudor is my name, but I find it tiresome. You may call me Yugi. I'm sure Simon explained our situation, but it's only right that I request your services myself. See, if Yugi had come and met you, there'd be an actual reason to play through his storyline.
Yeah, but true, but if Yugi came to play you, the tutorial mission would have gone like, oops, I accidentally summoned Dark Magician, you've already died.
You're true. I need you to return to England and put an end to the threat of the Rose Crusaders. But what if they both came? Then you fight Simon and Yugi is your, like, tutorial. Oh god, they remake Duels of the Roses? That's what they do for the tutorial and Yugi's voice acted? I'd fucking play that, just having, like, older Yugi's deep voice just playing you through the
Think
game.
about remaking Duels of the Roses, there's two problems with that. One, fusion tables. Oh goodness, they'd be so fucked.
Yeah.
Two, what monsters do they choose?
True. Well, I mean, like, no, just like an HD remake kind of thing.
Yeah, but I think they'd want to try to redo some of it at least, because there are some problems with this game.
It'd be cool to see a game in this style because it was really well done.
Oh yeah,
Other than obvious game breaking problems, but like, I don't know.
Supplements, logbook.
Yeah. I need you to return to
Breaker.
England and put an end to the threat of the Rose Crusaders. Their white rose cards form a barrier that prevent my armies from setting foot on British soil. Because that's how that works, even despite the fact that we were just there. Although we Celts have the red rose cards, we are but inheritors who are unable to wield their full power. In the hopes of reversing our fortunes, we gambled on a druid legend that spoke of a rose duelist.
Oh god damn it, I can't do a good Scotsman voice. I haven't watched Samurai Jack in so long, oh no.
I was gonna ask, could you do Briss? But is he Scottish or is he... I can never remember where Briss is actually from.
You could ask. He'd
True.
probably say.
True, but I have to say for the recording. Briss, don't get mad at me.
Please, Briss Senpai, don't get mad.
I never remember. Please don't ban me from the Unruly Pop.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, no,
According to the same legend, one must use a deck whose cost is lower than an opponent's to capture a rose card of another color.
I believe that it is important that you keep this in mind. The cost of your deck should not exceed the cost of your opponent's deck. I would like you to note that our resources have been pressed to the limit, requiring us to invade England by August. Our troops will land in Milford Haven, Wales, and march on to face the enemy at Bolesworth Field. Having all the Rose Crusaders out of commotion by this time would be ideal, but if that might prove difficult, any reduction of their force would be appreciated. So this is something I'm confused about. Is there a time limit?
No.
Okay, so this is just totally arbitrary and dumb.
It's arbitrary. You can... On my current file of Duelist of the Roses, I have dueled somewhere along the lines of 80 to 90 times. I have beaten 4 people.
Yeah.
5? No, I think it's just... Is it? It's 5. 5 people. Beaten 5 people, dueled like 90 times. That's a bunch of bullshit.
Let us part company, reunite in Bosworth. Simon will provide you with the details as to where and when we'll meet once more. See, here's the thing, though. Konami's smart. They don't put an actual, voice crack. They don't put an actual time limit in, because people find time limits arbitrary and stupid, but they pretend that there is one. Which means that you, as the player, don't do game-breaking stuff, because you think there's a hidden time limit.
Except at no point in the game do they ever mention this time limit again.
Yeah, but it's in the back of your mind, like, okay, I have to do this quickly. And I remember thinking that in the first playthrough. That's why I don't cheat and just herp derp grind. Also because I don't like herp derp grinding, but
I didn't. I was just an
Okay.
idiot about the game.
true.
I thought, hey, let's make my entire deck high-cost cards. Oops, I can't actually duel them, so I'll make the rest of my deck shit.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know how to make it shit that would have low deck cost either, so that was a problem. Okay, before we get into anything else... let's talk about the 2 opponents we can duel right now. Go up
First.
to talk. Okay. On one hand, we have Weevil, and on the other hand,
Rex Raptor.
we have Rex.
Beavis and
Weevil's
Butthead.
deck cost, if you noticed, was lower. This will make you believe that he is the easier opponent and you should fight him first. That's a trap.
Unless you're playing Maid in the Aqua.
it's still a trap.
Yeah, but I
Rex?
actually had trouble against
Easy.
Rex in my Made in the Aqua playthrough.
Okay, the reason Rex is difficult, the only thing Rex has as a problem is that he has power-up cards, and he has boost terrain. Weevil has traps. He has an annoyingly powerful ritual. He has a couple of monsters that are rather powerful, a lot more than Rex does. And most annoyingly of all, he has the fucking Cocoon of Evolution. And while that is, in some ways, not that great in player hands, it's bad enough when the enemy has it. Because if they ever pull it off because you're not doing very well, it can be a problem to face back. Also, I can see that in your screen. I don't know if that's coming up in the...
It shouldn't. Hopefully not.
Okay.
If it did, sorry chat, you just saw yourself.
Either way, Weevil is the opponent you don't want to face first.
Unless you're playing Truesdale or Made in the Aqua. Truesdale, this fight should be a breeze. Made in the Aqua, fucking Rex Raptor's gonna be a problem until you get some tech cards.
Of course, you could immediately go right now and put tech cards in your deck, and there are certain ones that will help break the game for a very low cost. Look at you, Green Kappa.
Yeah, and Green Kappa OP. But just like even that is just like I did a Made in the Aqua playthrough, at least a little bit of it. I think up to like one of the fights over here. Actually, it might have been all the way up to whoever's up there, which you know, obviously.
The northern regions, yeah. Well, first, before you do anything else, save the game.
Oh yeah, totally. Well, actually, here's the thing. I'm just gonna have save stating, but
yeah, but it's better to have a backup.
Yeah.
Always.
I just don't know if the
now
save state.
Let's look at the deck real quick before we get into an actual duel. I know that our runtime's pretty bad right now.
Yeah.
But
we might not have an actual fight. This might be just the part 0 kind of thing.
Okay.
Depends.
Here's how everything works. Actually,
it's so bad. Look at this card. It's the worst.
Okay, deck cost is isn't really that difficult of a concept, but I'm not going to explain it here because it's a bit lengthy and we're running pretty long. I can't tell because we've had this conversation open for a long time, but
it took us a while to set up, yeah.
I will say that most of these cards aren't very good. Except Dragon Zombie. Dragon Zombie is great. Fiend's Hand isn't too bad. Zombie Warrior's actually not terrible. Lesser Dragon's okay. Aikikatsu's alright. Doku Roizo's okay because of his effect. Same with Blue-Eyed Silver Zombie. Shadow Ghoul has a good effect too. Goldfine is a bad card to have in your deck, but an amazing fusion, and we'll get to why. Skullstalker... There are better versions of it, but it's decently low cost, I guess. Zonky shit. It's low cost, I guess, but low deck, that's bad. 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 Zombie version of it's good though. Oh, that's decent.
Yeah.
That's decent. Yeah, it's better.
Ew.
Most insects are ooh.
This one can actually
That one's low cost because it is low attack and defense.
Transforms to Lava of Moth.
And it has a Cocoon of Evolution.
Yeah. Which I think we're running.
Ooh, Mammoth Graveyard. That one's great.
Yeah, we're running Cyberstein.
Not as good as it is in the card game because it's fucking broken there, but it's good here. Disc Magician's good. Actually, pretty good machine. Gruesome Goop looks weird, but it's okay. Stone Ghost, not bad.
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 Be
This
bad.
card, though. This card legitimately is going to be what breaks the game for us.
That card is good because of a very specific thing it can do. Otherwise, it's bad.
Yep, but in this deck, it's going to break the early game.
Yummy.
Yami, Ukazi.
Ukazi, how much is that? 800? 500?
Damage
Yeah,
500 and it's 15 points for it, so it's not bad.
Dimension Hole is okay, but I'd never see a reason to put it in your deck. That's good.
Yeah. Well, it's only
Oh.
warrior-type monsters. So
Fun fact about Sword of Dark Destruction. It has an alternative card. Sword of Dark Destruction, there's a legendary sword, is the opposite. It powers up warriors of light and earth.
Yeah, makes sense. Violet Crystal, that's a zombie puff, which is nice.
Crystal good. Curse Breaker is fucking amazing. It's like the best card in the game, seriously, you want 3 of them.
And it's, wow, it's 1 deck cost? That's ridiculous.
Because it has 1 deck cost.
Can we just say so much for this deck being not one of the best? Like, this is actually seems pretty, really decent.
It's decent, but there's a lot of crap in here, though. Like, single Shadow Spectre, single Skull Servant, fucking Soggy, who can work in Toon Terrain.
Yeah,
But you didn't know that.
No, it looks toony enough. But we can change, I mean, at least these 2 we can use to make, like, if we get another Shadow Spectre and we get rid of the Skull Servant, Shadow Spectre can combine with our plants to make some okay stuff.
Right.
But yeah, it's not a terrible deck.
It can work.
Yeah. The problem is, I think that says it's 1850. The resolution's kind of screwed up. Classic emulator problems.
Don't you know it?
So we only have Caterpillar, I believe. We don't actually have the other parts.
The other.
But that does mean we are on our way to, if we beat Weevil and get lucky and get fucking the Transformation Cocoon, we could make a zombie deck with the Great Moth.
I did that for a while, and it was decent. Then I got Candle of Fate and said, wow, this does everything I wanted out of the Cocoon of Evolution for 1 card.
Yeah,
But then again, Candle of Fate's fucking broken, so we'll get to that later.
Anyway, I want to hop into a game without grabbing too much. The one thing I will grab, do you know
The code's off. No, I don't.
I was gonna say, do you know specifically the code of the 2 most broken cards that I'm gonna add? Cough,
Aqua
cough,
Dragon and Green Cap, I'm supposing?
cough, cough, Aqua Dragon, and Green Kappa.
Give me a sec, I got it.
Okay, what am I switching out for? Saggy's 21 cost and isn't worth it, so fuck you, Saggy. There's like no good spellcasters.
Okay, I got it.
And Skull Servant's only 10 points, so I guess we could keep him.
Yeah, they're cheap, keep them in for now.
Yeah.
But
Do we want to get Mana
Shadow
Ramaka?
Ghoul's good, but it won't help much against Weevil. Doesn't matter, Green Cap is cheap.
Yeah.
Take out, I don't know.
Zonky. Yeah, Zonky. Okay, okay, so it's... Which button?
Either R3 or L3.
Okay, which one's R3 and L3? I gotta remember. Actually, I can
That's
check
no.
this because it doesn't come up on the stream, I don't think. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Or not stream, actually, but... Okay.
Controller.
Controller, plugin settings. Sorry if the music just cut out.
Had
I'm
one.
checking the settings here. L3.
Down there, bottom,
Num
num7
7
and
and
num9.
Okay.
The other
Yeah,
one,
num
that one. Okay, so why?
By the way, this system is fucking stupid. Numbers come before letters.
B, as
Oh,
in
B.
bird.
Okay.
J,
And if you scroll, it goes by too
M.
fast. N?
M, as in me.
Okay.
Batman324. C, as in can you please listen.
Eh.
D, as in the letter after the other one. 6, as in a number. And Z, as in you have to click a button once.
Z is in the first letter of my name.
Yep. One.
Green Kappa! Because it's fucking broken. For all who don't know, Green Kappa... That attack and defense, I will tell you right now, includes the fact that...
It includes terrain bonuses, and if he is on a negative terrain, it includes the terrain bonuses and makes it his current attack. So he's actually 500 more when you take him off.
Yeah, because that's ridiculous. So Green Kappa, because of the way the game works, is broken as shit. Now,
Right.
other one.
Aqua Dragon. J.
Because this is the other most broken card you can put in. Except, I know a lot of people I've seen people do really well with,
K. Oh no, there is one.
there's the
X,
2000
X,
attack.
X. I fucked up. There is one other one that's really broken, but it's really costly too. C.
I know that I've seen the
B.
dude who gets bonus attack for every monster. D or B?
B. No, I'm thinking Mirror Wall.
Ah, yeah. I was thinking, whatever
Six.
the guy who gets extra attack for every monster in the graveyard is.
F. There is one other good card, the tech card, and can we fight him in real quick, just in case. He's a get out of jail free card, so we want him. F. U. 7.
Yeah, Aqua Dragon OP. Here's the problem. We might actually have too high a deck cost to fight Weevil.
No, we don't. We're good still. And
Okay.
if we get that one other card, please just one more. You know which one I want.
I know. We'll bring it. I'm gonna get rid of Gokibor because fuck him.
Actually, keep him. He might be necessary in the next battle.
Really? Okay, sure.
Well, yeah, Gokibor is gonna get terrain bonuses.
Oh, okay. We are gonna do. Okay, we'll do Weevil first. Sure.
You said we were doing Weevil.
Did I? Okay. No, I was saying.
Take
Weevil.
out. No, keep that in. Do we have any females in the deck?
I don't believe so. No. Unless this counts.
No, it doesn't.
It does not seem it. No.
No, I don't think any of those count. Okay, you can take it out. If we don't have any of those, the only rock fusion there is a Stone D, I guess, and that's
Actually,
all.
Stone D is possible because we have a dragon.
Yeah. Oh, whoa, that winged beast. It's like 1900. Where is it? We don't have any pyro take out.
Yep. We do have a warrior or two, but
That's only 200 more attack still, though.
yeah.
Not really worth it.
Sadly, our beasts are entirely useless.
Yeah. We can tech those out easily, though. And
Then
C,
C,
Z, Z. 8,
8,
1,
1,
U, B, G, R. Now you can meet one of the best cards in the game.
Actually, I
It
didn't.
costs 10, and its effect means that it will always kill something.
Yep.
It can be slotted into nearly any deck for no difficult cost, and it will work. It is a get out of jail free card of the highest caliber. Yes, highest caliber.
Okay, so here's what I'm getting from the stats, from the cost. Combine its stats, double it, and divide it by 100.
No. Combine its stats.
Well, double it if it's an effect
Okay,
monster.
divide it by 100. Divide everything by 100. So this is 2.5 and 2.5.
Yeah.
Add them together, that makes 5. It's an effect card, so it gets 10 more.
Ah.
Or so it gets 5 more. That's why it's 10. 5 plus 5. Now look at
Yeah.
Lesser Dragon.
Yeah, he is 12. Yeah,
12
he makes
plus
sense.
10, 22. That's how deck cost works.
Yep.
Thus, it is good to have very high attack and very low defense.
Although Green Kappa seems to be good enough that they gave him a slight deck
Green Kappa
increase.
works because it only costs 21 and can have 3,000 or more attack.
And Patrician of Darkness does nothing except
As
he's
deck leader, he actually does nothing. He'll
Oh,
need switched out at some point.
Oh yeah, he'll be switched out at the earliest opportunity.
And I'll talk about deck leaders later. We can't even make a new deck leader yet. It's
Nope.
difficult. It takes a lot of time. You have to grind for them. Or have beaten the game.
Oh, I forgot to save, didn't I?
Doesn't matter. You don't save in there. That's
yeah.
the deck. Just
Yeah.
save. Now we can do a duel now, or are we gonna split this into a second part and then
I think we're gonna pause the part here and then go fight. Although we did say don't fight evil first, I think after having done it in every game I've played, and because it is the more normal introductory mission, I think we're gonna do evil first.
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
So we're gonna end the part here, and obviously we're gonna do a couple of these in recording session. So talk to you all later.